Recording is on.
checking, yeah, because we are going to be checking their age category, right? So we're going to be checking the age category, and then we're going to be outputting a message, right? And then based on the age category, we're going to be handling the message we send based on their age category, right? Even though this instruction is not very clear on how to send out the output message, we'll just find a way to do it and incorporate the age. So, and then the last step for the for the A assignment is to then log into what logs/user-info.logs. So this log is now also going to be another folder, which is why I said there should be, like, this folder structure is not totally complete, because there's supposed to be a logs folder as well, right? So as you can see, we're going to have these scripts 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we can just create the scripts right now using the touch command. Since we are within the script folder, so create user info.sh, user underscore info.sh, right? And then system checks .sh, right? And then file manager.sh, backup.sh, process monitor.sh. So you see, you have all of these files that's going to be posting our scripts, and then we should have another folder called logs. So okay, dir logs absorb. So because the output, the logs for this first number 1 assignment is going to be logging into logs/user-info.logs, right? So let's go straight into solving this first assignment. So I just want to copy the first script now. The first script, which is the user-info.sh, right? So the user-info.sh is going to contain the script that is going to run all of this, which is going to print this message and then log into user-info.log. So let me just copy this script and then put it inside the folder, and then I explain how the script works. So I'll just cp user-info.sh, and then I'm going to be taking it to assignment. Okay, bash assignment. Do this /bash. Okay, I have to go one folder upwards again. Bash assignment, and then scripts, right? So if I do this, I'm just going back into the Git repository folder, right? And then let me go back into scripts. You see that I've copied the script, user-info. Okay, user-info.sh, right? So let me vi user-info.sh. So this is the script now that is going to help us solve assignment 1, right? So I'm just going to go through it now, right? So what was the instruction? The instruction was, we are going to prompt the user to insert their name, age, and then country, right? So the beginning, as you all know, the beginning of our script will always start with the shebang, right? And then this is a value that's going to be storing the location of where we are going to be logging our output, right? And they were storing the part in what? A variable called log file. So the read command, as we've seen in our previous class, the read command is going to help us prompt the user, right? Read, and then prompt the user to enter their name, and then we save it in their name variable, right? And then read again, prompt the user to enter to insert their age and country, right? So after doing what? After collecting the variable, what we want to do next is to check if these values that was given were not empty. Because when you prompt the user can decide not to enter in any value, right? So, and if they do not enter any value and we try to work with empty values, it can cause execution problems, right? So how can we do that? How can we check if the values that the user provided are not empty? We use the -z command within these conditional checks. Within these two conditional checks, so we're going to be checking -z is now like a command that will help us check if the name variable is not empty, right? Check this if this is not empty. This is if this is not empty, right? If the country is not empty. Okay, it's checking if it is empty. So if it is empty, then what do I want to do? I want to now log all fields are required, right? If it is empty, I want to log this and then use the T command to pass this echo, this string, and then log it into this file, right? Do you understand what I'm saying? So this is a condition, right? So we are now checking if this value is empty, right? -z say if name variable is empty, or these two pipes means what? Or so if name is empty, or age is empty, or country is empty. So if any one of this is empty, that means the user does not provide a value. We are going to echo an error message. After echoing the error message to the terminal, we are then going to still do the T command and then append to this log file. Remember, this variable is the location of our log file, right? And then we exit, right? And then end the if statement. So what if the values were provided correctly by the user, we don't want to move on and then do what? We'll check again. We now want to check this condition, right? So this is another what is it called? Another requirement. You call this another requirement for the assignment to check what if the age is numeric. Someone remind me. So this is like what is it called? I'm forgetting the name of. So this code now. So when you just say Google what is it called? It's like let me see who's on the call. Is only on the call. It's like a code that helps you well, let me just search for it. Okay, I'm fast. Oh my god. Okay, I'm going to be moving slower. I just want a moment, please. But is there anything we're missing? Is there anything you're missing? Are you missing something?
So, sir, what do you want to get the meaning of?
So, I'm just forgetting. Hello?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, you were asking if there's something I was missing. You lost me a long time ago. I was actually following you step by step. I was just watch the videos too.
Okay, sorry about that. I didn't even realize that I was fast. But I think we were like 20 minutes more than the scheduled time. So I just wanted us to maybe just finish one round of it. But then I'm forgetting these things. Yeah, I'm forgetting the name of this thing so that you can go and Google it. So, okay, regular expressions. Yeah. So regular expressions help you like write a pattern that you want a specific value to concur to, right? To agree to. So this is a regular expression that is now checking that this age must be a number, right? So regular is worried about it. So this pattern now is now helping us check that this age value is which is what we are addressing in this requirement. All right, making sure that age is numeric. All right, so let's go as numeric. Okay, we have an inverse, a not, so this is like not. It's not like saying if this is not numeric. You understand? If you've done any kind of programming in the past, you know that this means not. So just like you saying, let me just open my. So just like you saying not equals to, right? You're just checking if something is not equals to something. So this is if this condition is not numeric, right? It does not evaluate to true. Because this condition is not checking if this evaluates to true, then what we are now saying not true. So that means if age is not numeric, then we want to echo age must be numeric, right? And then the T command helps us pipe that to our log file, right? So it's not going to log this, because this is like another requirement here that says we are going to be saving the output to this log file, right? Which is going to be user info.log, right? And then if we run this command now, that is to say, if the age was not numeric, maybe the person went to pass in their name instead of the age, is going to then exit, all right, and then end the if statement, right? So another requirement is to check the right. So to determine the age categories, we are going to use the if condition to check if their age, if they are less than 18, then we know that the category is what? Minor. We are now declaring a new variable called category and then storing minor inside it. So do you notice that we have square brackets and then normal brackets here, and then all of these are checking conditions. So the difference is that this normal brackets, right? This brackets is only used for numerical computation, right? Just for numerical values. But then this can be used for any kind of conditional check, be it numeric or otherwise, right? But this is only going to be used for numeric computations. So that's just the difference between these square brackets and these normal brackets. So after checking this condition, and then we'll find out that the age is less than 18, we then want to store a variable called minor, and then we're going to use this category later on within our message, right? So if the age is what? Greater than or equals to 65, we know that they are adults. Else what? Else means what? And all of these conditions did not evaluate to true. Because in our last class we did this multiple conditionals, right? And you have to be using if and then else for multiple conditions. So if this, then this, else if another condition, then do this else, right? Else is just like the default command you are going to be running if all of these conditions do not evaluate to true. And then we then say else, that means if they are not 18 and they are not less than or equal to 65, then they are seniors, all right? We then end the if statement. So and then within our message now, we are now declaring another variable called message, and then we are now saying hello, the name of the person, their country, and then say you are an maybe adult if the person is an adult, right? And then after doing that, we are now going to echo this message, all right? Echo the message and then pipe this message using the T command, and then the T command will now help us log to this file. And the -a is now saying append to this file. Do not overwrite the file, just append to it, right? So that is just it for this first assignment. So you have to really go through this assignment, just how the assignment, the number one assignment will run. So let's run it and see. And then, mind you, we need to have our log file available. So let's check if our log file is available. Logs, let's see the logs, right? So there's nothing within the logs file, so we have to create the logs file first, which is log/userinfo.log. So I'm just going to get Dutch user _info .log. Right. So file is empty. So let me go back. This is an info. Yeah, so to see this is our log file. So the part is now saying from this part, from the current part that this script is hosted, right? We want to move up one directory upwards and then go into the log file and then put our logs into the userinfo.log. So let's just run the command and see. So I want to do bash. So it's not prompting me to add my name, right? Add my name. So I'm going to type my name, and then edge. Oh, let me see. Country Nigeria. Right, so it's now saying what? Hello Muhammad from Nigeria, you are an adult. Right, so it has printed these to the console and then logged this to the logs, and then cards user log. So as you can see, the log file is also within the text editor. So as you know, the file was empty at first, but then that script has now logged this into the file. So if I should run the command again, if I should run batch script again, right, without page, country, right, you see that. Let's check the log file. You see that the log file is also going to be populated with your logs, just like how you keep logs in real life. So this script has now created a logs file for you to do all of that. So I think we are going to be stopping here because we've spent like 1.5 hours already, and then we can continue tomorrow. So Yinka, I think you have a question. What is your question?
Hello, good evening, sir. I
can't hear you, Yinka. I can't hear you. Your network is bad. So anyone has any question? We can your question.
Okay. Where can we get the video, this recording after the class, so that I can follow up?
Okay, I'll put it together and share in the link as if I did it. It didn't really crash. It just showed me that blue screen and then went off because I was running multiple Chrome tabs, and then this Ubuntu is also open, so it was very heavy, and then it crashed for some minutes. So I think I didn't save it actually. The recording was not saved, but this last part. So any other question? So well, then somebody was saying I was very fast. So was I so fast? Because I was thinking the time was going and have very little time.
I was the one that said you were a bit.
I think next class, by the next class, I'm going to try to move a bit more slower. Okay. So the next class, I'm going to try my best to move slower. So any other question?
Sorry, are you done with the assignments, or we are still going to continue transition?
Sorry. I don't get your question.
I mean, have we treated all
I
the
don't get.
questions for the assignments? Or the
Okay, for the assignment, just done number 1. Let me show you the assignment. Just right.
yes.
So this is like A. Is A part of the assignment. I've just done one of it. Then the B part, where was completed. There's C, there's D, there's E, there's F. That's like 6 questions inside. I've just done only 1. So I solve the assignment before tomorrow. So we try to continue from the second one tomorrow. So is there any other question? What we did at first, all those loops and so on. Because why I created them was because those are what we are going to be using to answer the assignments. As you can see, we dealt with it in this first assignment. You practically saw that we were using the if statements, right, to check those conditions. Valcode.js. We've done one of the questions. So just one of the questions was done today. We'll continue tomorrow. So if there's no any other question, I think I need to leave you guys to go and rest. Go and do the assignments. Then tomorrow I'm going to continue. So thank you everyone for coming. Bye bye everyone. I'll put this last video together, and then I'll try to share it with everyone. Thank you so much everyone. Bye bye. Have a good night.
Thank you. Good night.
You're welcome. And good night.
Recording has stopped.